So you know that thing I said about how this game doesn't actually have chapters, it's just one continuous narrative experience? Well, that is true, it doesn't have chapters, but also I'm kind of convinced that it actually secretly does, and they just aren't telling you what those chapters are, because in the scene select here, which is where I've been going to mop up collectibles that I've missed, such as the one, yes, that really annoying one from yesterday's episode, that I so easily could have gotten if I just didn't bull charge into into Owen's office. It was literally right there. I saw it and I just, whatever. But what I notice about these scenes is, you notice how all of these up here have a very small gap between them, but then you go down here and there's a much, well, maybe not much, there is a measurably bigger gap between More Than Meets the Eye, which is the big climactic encounter at the Brex, at the Vermont house, where Max and Chloe finally reunited for the first time. And then you go into the beginning of what seems to be Chapter 2, where they actually have their first proper conversation, and the game desperately tries to explain how, no, it actually makes perfect sense that Chloe's still alive. But it seems to me like there definitely are clear act breaks, if you will. Because I think that even kind of lines up with how the first game was structured. Because the first game, well, I guess episode 1 didn't end like this, but towards the end of episode 1 was when Max and Chloe properly met up again for the first time. And then they had the scene back at their house where they caught up and Max investigated around, snooped in the garage and all that stuff. And then they had the scene up at the lookout where she was like, I got time powers and there's a storm coming and all that stuff. And that was the episode end. So yeah, it's even just narratively speaking, it feels like a natural act break point where the two characters reunite. I don't know. All I'm saying is, I feel like they might have used to, there may be a previous version of this game that did have chapters, and then they just, for whatever reason, decided they didn't want to break it up into chapters anymore. Maybe because, like I said in a previous episode, the whole idea of episodic releases is kind of fallen by the wayside. It's not really the big thing that it was when Telltale was on top of the world. I don't know, I just found that interesting. I thought that was worth pointing out.
Started in December, but lately it's been getting worse. So I came to Max for help. And she told me, I guess you know, that I died. That my memories of what happened to us after high school didn't happen. At least, not to her. Basically, I shouldn't be here. By the way, you're doing pretty well with this whole talking to a dead girl thing.
Well, if you're friends with Max long enough, you get used to it. But I have many, many, many questions.
Do you know what it means? The visions, the different realities smashed together?
I have some, I want to say theories, but they're closer to fears at this point. Give me a minute. Max told me you're into astronomy. You want to take a look around? There's an image I captured upstairs that could be a new celestial object. Or it's just a speck of dust. Either way, you can help me name it.
Seriously? You're on.
All right, Moses. Let's see if you're as nerdy as Max says you are.
Okay. I mean, holy shit, this place is expensive looking. Moses Murphy, right? That's him. He's expecting you. Why do you make it sound so sinister? When I walk in, will he be like, hello, Chloe. I've been expecting you. Welcome to my tower, Chloe Price. Moses doesn't have a sinister bone in his body. I have a bunch of sinister bones in my body. They're on my left hand. Because I'm left-handed. Sinister is left-handed in Latin. You and Moses are gonna love each other. Are they, though? I kind of don't believe... I feel like Safi and Chloe are more compatible with each other than Moses and... I don't know, in fairness, it has been a long time since I've played the first game and Before the Storm, so maybe my impression of who Chloe is isn't necessarily fully accurate. Maybe I would feel differently on a replay, but I really did not get the sense, like, Chloe's personality is not one that I would associate with Moses. Like, this nerdy astronomer is just, I don't know, this, again, I get it. She's more mature, she's grown up, but I don't know why Max thinks they get along well together, I guess is my point, because as far as Max is concerned, Chloe hasn't existed for the last decade. Anyway, here's the thing I was talking about the text. Like, if she texted Joyce right now, if Chloe texted Joyce at this exact second, what happens? Does Joyce go, oh my god, you're alive? Or does Joyce go, hey Chloe, what's up? Either way, I feel like there's a major conversation to be had there. But I guess I'm beating a dead horse at this point. I've made it very clear how ridiculous it is that this is not being treated as the widespread issue that it obviously would be. Young yet beautiful. The cherry tree could be young but beautiful.
A horticulturalist, too?
Why can't this guy?
I'm not usually into the whole sappy nature drama.
No, but
Nailed it. Nailed it. I'm the best. I know Chloe so well. Even though I just got done talking about how I definitely don't know Chloe that well. What are we doing? Name Moses. Oh, right. We gotta name the...
I wish my job would let me keep a nerd den.
There's a thing upstairs I gotta name. The anime girl's been moved down here, as has the kettle. Whole place has been rearranged. Actually, what does Chloe have to say about anime? That's what I want to know.
I'm not big on the magical schoolgirl thing, but she gets badass points for that eye patch.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Chloe and I are more in sync with each other now. Also, is that meant to be the Arcadia Bay lighthouse?
Moses wants me to name the star on the photo upstairs? No way I'm passing that up.
Okay, where's this thing you want me to hear?
Moses needs a name for this dot. I should help him out.
Hello? I said suggest name. Hello? Well, what the fuck was that? Why did you... What was that? Why did you give me the prompt to pick a name, but then it didn't do anything, and I had to hit a second prompt to... Deck 9 is the greatest video game developer in the industry. See, the left one is funny because there's a planet called Uranus. Even though I believe it's technically supposed to be pronounced Uranus, but then that doesn't really make things better because then it just sounds like a different dirty thing. Call it Dawn. It's the most boring one, but it's also the only normal one. But also the least in character for Chloe. But then again, maybe it's in character for this version of Chloe. Who knows? Is this like a comic thing? Like, did she develop a passion for astronomy out on the road? Because I know there were comics you could read that explored the life of Chloe and Max after Arcadia Bay got destroyed.
I'm just laying it all out. We'll see if anything emerges.
There's something trying to emerge on that door over there. As I believe was also the case when I first came here and we found out how much of a shithead Owen was.
So, Professor, have you solved me yet?
Not in the slightest. But I do have some follow-up questions. I'm sure you do too. Why don't you start?
Give it to me straight, Doc. I'm ready.
I'd like to hear more about your visions. You said they started in December?
Yeah. And they weren't even visions at first. Just weird daydreams. Of a storm, or a path, or... But they just kept coming. Then I started thinking about them, even when I didn't want to think about them. And that moment in the green room a few days ago... I couldn't leave. I couldn't think about anything else. I was stuck on that path to the top.
Okay. What were you doing in the green room before it started?
Looking in a mirror. That place was a grimy dump. Usually my favorite kind of bar. But for some reason, I started thinking about tornadoes. When Max and I were in high school, there was this crazy week where Max thought a tornado was going to destroy the school. No, sorry, that did happen. But it also didn't happen? What's happening right now?
Let's start with what happened 10 years ago. A storm threatened your town, and Max was forced to make a choice. She let you die, averted the storm, and saved Arcadia Bay.
But I'm here.
Yes. Somehow, the storm didn't destroy the town, and you didn't die. Which doesn't make any sense, except... A year ago, a storm threatened the school and the town. And Max made another choice. Or rather, she refused to choose between Safi and Caledon.
So she jumped into the storm.
Somehow she saved Safi and the school.
Yeah, somehow.
And however she...
Because even we don't understand how she did it.
It appears...
She tied up some loose ends while she was at it. She brought me and Arcadia Bay back together.
But that can't
with Safi and
possibly
all the
work.
rest.
Yes. Somehow. Your vision started when you remembered the tornado. The thing that couldn't have happened, but did. A paradox. Your life and experiences are coexisting along an entirely different reality. And that's not sustainable.
What about her? Okay, first thing she should do is call her mom and ask what's going on.
Somehow, but that would mean even us talking about it directly could... Oh no. Chloe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, stay calm and tell me what you see.
It's always the same path. It ends in this outcropping with a couple of benches, like a viewpoint.
The overlook. That's where Safi died.
But the sky is wild. Lots of auroras and shit.
She called off the search, stopped looking for herself. Missing, they said. Then, lost.
I want to know how different this is if you play as the Chloe who
Going
didn't die in
to
Arcadia
reply.
Bay. I assume she still gets these visions, but like at that point, most of this would have to be like exactly the same because it's still she gets visions
Always something
of a version of
weird
herself that
when I get to
died.
the top of the path. Me, dead.
But again, I just
Safi, alive.
there. Are they even gonna
Turbocharged
ever
lighthouse
pay
beam.
any lip service to all the countless
Safi
people
practically lives here now.
who should also be experiencing some seriously traumatic shit? Not the least of which the people related to Chloe. There's a lot to learn here if you're willing to explore. I finally know the truth. Can't wait to see what Max has to say about it. I've been everywhere. Well, almost everywhere. The lighthouse door is shut. What do you think is in there, Chloe? I don't know. Unicorn? But I don't... And I also don't understand why... Like... So... God, this hurts my head so much. The timeline's already split once, going away from Chloe, and the Chloe Arcadia Bay split, that should have already split once. But the Safi timeline split should have been an entirely separate timeline branch split. It shouldn't, like, it doesn't make any sense that it would split into the, because no matter what, whether you kill Chloe or save Chloe, you always end up at Caledon University, which is like the timelines converging back to, so either the timelines somehow already converge back together at the same point, which doesn't make sense, or they didn't converge and it's two separate timelines that branch out and that also have their own separate branches as to whether, with like Safi being alive or Safi being dead. So merging those two timelines together should only affect one side of that. And even if it is the thing where, like, the timeline, if it's a singular timeline that just branched back together after the original Arcadia Bay stuff, then that also doesn't, why does saving Safi also save Chloe? Why doesn't that happen for anybody else who died? And if it does happen,
Okay, Max is pointing a
What
gun
the
at
hell?
Safi.
it's shooting out photos like a slot machine.
A lot of photos.
Photos of what?
This is the butterfly? Tell me it's the butterfly. Oh, it's her. Okay. It was either gonna be that or the butterfly, because the butterfly was the picture that started all this.
Max, stop!
But okay, the other thing about this, and I already kind of touched on this before, is that with the with what this game is telling me is true, this still isn't our Chloe. It's not. It is a different Chloe that came here from a different timeline that just has the memories of our timeline, which doesn't make her our Chloe, which makes the emotional reunion not really. It's why I keep saying it feels like this was designed for the other timeline. Or like people who made the other choice at the end of the first game.
She had a gun, and it always ends a little differently, but I die. That's what I've been seeing. Me dying. Max killing me.
You said there were photos. What happened after that?
The lighthouse beam turned on, and... What's wrong?
Chloe, you vanished. Disappeared for about 3 seconds. Before you came crashing back into the cabinet.
What? Where did I go?
I don't know. I think maybe that place takes you back to the moment where Max made her choice. About Safi. About you. Max stitched these realities together, but if you keep going back there, picking at the stitches, it could all unravel.
Arcadia Bay was brought back to life. Why aren't they stuck in that place too? My mom hasn't told me about any weird visions.
Have you told her about your visions? My point is, we don't know what's happening in Arcadia Bay. We can conjecture, but my focus is on helping you.
Is that the game telling us, just please don't think about it, because we didn't think about it. We put no, aren't you just happy that Chloe is back? Isn't that what you came here for? Look, it's Chloe. That's what you wanted, right? Who fucking cares about the other people at Arcadia Bay, Do you care? I don't care. Also, Obligatory textures, pick glitching. It's a Deck 9 game. What do you expect? The brazen disregard for everybody else in this universe is kind of insane, and yet at the same time, totally predictable. Completely expected.
I saw some of Safi's thoughts and memories. We're stuck in that place together.
Makes sense. Safi is aware of the dual realities, and she's suddenly back on campus. Maybe she's looking for the same answers you are.
She seems depressed.
Well, you and she are trapped inside your own deaths. Emotionally, I can't imagine what that is doing to the both of you.
So, I think the game is only partially getting away with the whole not addressing Arcadia Bay thing. Because, actually, okay, so, I've been talking about how it feels like this story was tailor-made for people who chose to let Chloe live and let the town get wiped out. Because all of Max and Chloe's interactions ring much more true emotionally if this is just an estranged best friend or an estranged love interest. It tracks much more cleanly than if this was a girl who was brought back from the dead. This specific story of these specific characters in this specific location makes much more sense in the other timeline, but from a broad world-building perspective, I can't even begin to fathom the horrors of Arcadia Bay just magically... What happened to Arcadia Bay after it was destroyed? Did a new town take over? Did they rebuild? Did they clear out the destruction? Is it just left to rot? Either way, surely something must have manifested in the absence of there being a town. Surely something must have happened. So what happens when the timelines merge and all of a sudden Arcadia Bay is just back as if nothing happened? Not only all the people being repopulated there, but the buildings are back. Everything's just as if it was. That's like in Avengers Endgame when they just snap their fingers and bring back half the population and then they don't pay any money whatsoever to what the actual logistical implications of that would be. Like people who were in an airplane when the first snap happened, and now they would just be spawned back into the middle of the sky without a plane around them and plummet to their death. Or people who were on the highway in traffic that would suddenly spawn in and get immediately rammed. Or here's one, the fact that the Earth would be in a different location than it was in before because it orbits around the sun. It's that kind of a thing. Now, we technically don't have to think about that because in our timeline, Arcadia Bay was always here, so it doesn't really matter. It is technically a less disruptive action that Chloe is back. It still obviously has questions. It raises problems, specifically in regards to the people she's closest to, like her mother. But at least it's not like an entire town just appearing at it. It's the equivalent if Los Angeles just sunk, it like sunk into the earth. There was a massive earthquake and it just got annihilated. And then 10 years later, with no warning at all, suddenly we just snapped our fingers and boom, LA's back. Like nothing happened. You know how catastrophic that would be. But I don't know if the rest of the world is aware that this happened or would be aware that Arcadia Bay came back. And they're just, and they're fine with it, like, oh yeah, that's business as usual. If they're surprised by it, if their memories, if their memories cross wires as well. And this scene is the clearest indication to me that they are just not going to pay any, they're not going to try to explain any of this. They're just going to hand wave it away like, we don't know what's going on in Arcadia Bay. We don't care and you shouldn't either. Just focus on our story here with Chloe, please.
So what do I do? How do I make sure I don't think about,
Well, distractions seem to help. Your job. Loud music, lots of people, probably kept you safer. But now that you're aware of it, and what it means, we might have just accelerated whatever is happening. I'm so sorry.
So, it's just a matter of time? Until I don't come back?
At this point, there's a lot we don't know. But that's what the evidence suggests. We won't risk any more explorations into the overlight. That's what we're calling it now, by the way. I'll do some brainstorming. Maybe research mental techniques for...
Don't bother. You've got to focus on the fire.
But we need a plan. Your visions are growing in intensity, and that place is dangerous. If you spend more time there, you could undo the merge. You could revert back to your own death.
I'm serious. It's okay.
How can you, okay, you revert back to your own death. So that means the timelines would resplit, but if the timelines resplit, then wouldn't she just go back to the Arcadia Bay destroyed timeline? Because there isn't another Chloe. There is only one Chloe. There used to be two, I guess, because there were the two timelines where Chloe died or Chloe lived, but in one of those Chloe, you know, died. So there was only one living Chloe, and that living Chloe would have had to get the memories from the Chloe that died. So then there'd be no Chloes? How do you revert into your own...
Why should I get to cheat death? It's not like I deserve it more than my dad. Or Rachel. Max saved me in the bathroom. But she couldn't make it stick. The time she bought me, it's enough. More than I deserve.
What do you mean? Of course you deserve to exist.
Not according to reality, or the universe, or whatever keeps trying to make me dead. Max has done everything she could for me. She always has. The least I can do is be there for her now. So, on to the good stuff. Who do we think is planning to start a fire? I met this guy last night. Didn't seem like a criminal. Criminally pretentious, maybe.
Lucas Colmenero is a former Caledon professor. He's been stirring up animosity between Caledon and Lakeport.
If he hates Caledon, you and Max won't be able to get much out of him. Max may have gone full Ivory Tower, but bars are still my scene. I'll head back there right now to chat with him and his protest buddies. Maybe I can learn more about their plans.
And by the way, so first of all, I care like exponentially less about the who started the fire plotline than I do about the like what the hell is going on with Chloe plotline. Also, Amanda. Remember Amanda? I remember Amanda. The game told me to go fuck myself for remembering Amanda. Because they're just like, oh, you broke off camera. It sucks to be you, nerd. Because that's how we do writing here at Deck 9.
You can do this, Max. It's only Sophie.
But so, like, I care way less about this storyline. But also... it's... Well, I don't say piss me off because it doesn't piss me off. It's just, like, it confuses me a lot less. Because the thing with this is... Or the thing with the Chloe storyline is just... Ooh, hello. Picture?
The quiet conversation of lake and shore. I hope my conversation with Sophie turns out this peaceful, but I doubt it.
Even if we just ignore all of the... Also, God, the stuttering is so bad. Use a different engine, please. I promise you there are other engines you can use in Unreal Engine. I am so not looking forward to playing Halo Campaign Evolved later this year. I know that's a total non-sequitur because it has nothing to do with Life is Strange, but it's being made on Unreal Engine 5. And God damn it, if I cannot... This is just... And, you know, in fairness... This isn't just an Unreal Engine 5 game. It's also a Deck 9 game, so it's a double whammy of horrific optimization. The games were already poorly optimized before Unreal Engine 5, and now they just everything got made 10 times worse. But God, I imagine playing it. This is just a story-driven game. Now imagine what like an action-focused first-person shooter game would be like to play. Actual pain and agony is what that would be. Anyway, yeah, so even if you ignore all the logistical problems that come about with how the hell Chloe's even here, just thematically speaking, it's all in service of just undoing the ending of the first game. So, like, there better be some incredible payoff for why Chloe is back, and it better not just be, look, they get to live happily ever after now. Because if that's it, if that's all, which I'm assuming that's all they're doing, because that's the whole point of this game is, look, Chloe, you like Chloe, right? Here, have Chloe. You better have more up your sleeve than that. Anyway, look, Safi just finally decided to not disguise herself, even though I thought the whole point was staying under the radar.
Safi?
In the flesh.
Hey, where's Diamond? Remember when you were making the Avengers together?
I really hope you are done playing games. There's too much going on right now to be chasing you around.
Aw. And I was starting to enjoy our whole sexy spy thing.
Nothing about our relationship is sexy, Safi.
That's it.
So are we gonna acknowledge what happened at the end of the last game?
Well, don't just sit there and gawk. What did you want to talk to me about?
Why are you here? After all this time?
Oh, is that it? I don't know. Maybe I missed this place. Maybe I wanted to peep those famous leaves, or maybe I have some unfinished business.
Safi.
Come on, Max. If you ask me basic-ass questions, you'll get basic-ass answers.
Okay, what happened to you going around the world finding all the
Whatever
other
brought you
supernatural
back.
people?
I'm glad you're here. I've been worried about you.
Is that why you told my mom I was here? Either you're terrible at taking a hint, or you're just a terrible friend.
You stopped being my friend at the end of the last game.
Promise.
Aha! Option 3. A terrible judge of character. You really thought a promise from my mom meant anything?
You suck so much. You're so bad.
The sad truth is, I'm here for you. Don't give me that dewy-eyed look. I can't decide if it makes me want to kiss you or murder you.
If you kiss me, I stab you.
Then why are you returning to Caledon now? Did something happen on the road?
I left here believing I had a purpose.
Uh-huh,
I
yeah.
was gonna find more people like us.
But then the writers decided that none of that shit mattered because the game was a commercial bomb, so we decided to fucking forget it all happened and drag your ass back here because Chloe's coming back. We gotta get everyone in town for the big Chloe reunion. That's the actual reason. Now, what reason are you going to try to convince me? What are you going to try to convince me the reason is?
The further I got from Caledon, the more I started to feel... what's the word?
Bankrupt?
Unmoored?
Deranged.
Yeah?
These
True.
intrusive thoughts started playing in my head. My emotions were all over the place, and the visions...
You can't end the last game being like, Max, there's something special about me, and there are other people that are special like me too. I'm gonna travel the world in search of the special ones, and we're gonna use our powers to reshape the world and assemble the Life is Strange Avengers! And this, by the way, is after she framed Gwen for dealing drugs, shot her mother, and then ruined Lucas's relationship with his son, which, again, he's a plagiarist, but that doesn't mean you get to... Him being a plagiarist is one thing, you coming after his family is a totally other thing. There's no reason in the world for me to like you. But regardless, you can't end the last game like that, and then the next game is just she's already back, and also nothing she said was going to happen happened. She didn't do any of it. That's so lazy. That's so bad.
horrible. Waking dreams of my death. Storm. And I realized it wasn't being on the road or being away from Caledon. It wasn't my mother or Diamond or anyone else. It was you.
Oh, right, yeah, also Diamond has powers,
You
but we're
did
not gonna
something
talk about that.
to me.
I protected Caledon, is what I did.
People were in danger. I needed to stop the storm. And that meant stopping you from doing any more damage.
You actually think the storm was just about me? Everyone here has forgotten what happened in the storm, but I'm still living it. Do you even know?
Well, no, because you fucking left,
You
Safi.
broke into pieces. I had to pull you together.
And then what? Think. Where did you go in there?
Oh, you want to talk about where I went in there? I'm so glad you brought this. I've been waiting for the opportunity to talk about this. So, where did we go? We went back to Blackwell. Like, okay, the double exposure had already been infested with member berries, and just like remember the first game. Look, Max's best friend died in our Blackwell Academy, and now our best friend died here in Caledon too. It's happening again, and another storm's coming. Ooh, spooky. There's even, oh my god. Okay. So there's this horrible line in episode 3 when you're on your date with Amanda, where Amanda literally says to Max, this is one of those moments I wish I recorded. She literally says to Max,
Talking about yourself like you're a Category 5 hurricane.
fuck off. She said that. Those words left her mouth. It is the least subtle thing in the world. But then earlier in the same episode, the detective walks into Max's home, and he comes in like a fucking Columbo villain, delivering this grand monologue about, like, oh, Max Caulfield, what a shame what happened in Arcadia Bay, and now the same thing's happening again. Oh, Max, everyone always does around you, don't they? It's like, who talks like that? Like, obviously he's correct, because the whole point of the game is, oh my god, it's happening again, and Chloe died, and Safi died, and everyone dies around me, but he doesn't know that. He has no way of knowing that this all has to do with Max. There's no logical reason in the world that any sensible detective would be like, oh my god, this girl is somehow manifesting death to happen all around her. That's just how this works, I guess. So, anyways, yeah, so that's all the setup. So that's what the game is doing the whole time. It's not subtle at all. And then in the final episode, when we jump into the storm, we, of course, go all the way back to Blackwell Academy with that stupid blue butterfly in the same stupid bathroom, followed by having Max sitting in a chair in a dark room, just like she was when she was in Jefferson's dark room at the end of the game. It's like the mask has just completely fallen off. But by that point in the game, the mask has completely fallen off. They have no more ideas other than just go back to the well of the first game. And they somehow go even less subtle with the imagery, where they have the scene with Nathan, where Nathan shoots Chloe, except instead of it being Nathan and Chloe, it's Max and Safi. And they didn't get Jefferson's voice actor back, so they had Lucas's character read Jefferson's lines.
Wait, shit. Didn't Jefferson say that to me?
Okay, not gonna equate these things, because obviously Jefferson is fucking creepo, drugs and kidnaps girls, and then takes pictures of them in his nightmare room before killing them. But narratively speaking, they both fulfill the role of the older evil man trope I've been talking about the last few episodes. And so it's just fucking hysterical to me that they embrace that and they have Lucas read Jefferson's lines. But then the funniest part is that they have Jefferson, this horribly evil predator, represented visually by a cartoon bowling alley mascot. Fuck you. And the whole scene is like clearly Max suffering supreme trauma from her time in the dark room, and all of that trauma is resolved in one 30-second QuickTime event. It's embarrassing. It's so bad. Anyway, now that I've ranted enough about double exposure, to answer your question, Safi, I went back to Blackwell Academy, and it was the funniest shit ever. Oh, don't make me relive it. No.
It was All these motel rooms.
That was one of the things you saw, yes, but there were some other
The ones I
things.
stayed in after Chloe died.
Have you considered why?
After Arcadia Bay, I took my grief on the road, from one motel room to the next. The storm brought me back there.
Where did you go next?
I'm remembering. It was like the eye of the storm. Did I block the sound? Was I affected by storm amnesia?
No, you didn't block shit out. This didn't happen. They invented it between games because they changed their minds.
The lighthouse. The overlook.
Are we gonna talk about going back to Blackwell
I remember
Academy?
thinking, it's the same storm. It's all somehow connected. And then I saw you. You were dead on the ground. I thought I could use my power to bring you back. To merge the timelines.
But you saw her too, didn't you?
Chloe. She was there too. Like she'd been trapped in the storm this whole time. Waiting for me. All I needed to do was...
The moment you saw her, she was all that mattered. You forgot all about me.
Well, that might be because you're kind of an evil psychopath. But neither of those are what I want to say. That's not true, because I certainly didn't forget about you.
Forget about you. You and Chloe are the two people I
fuck
care about
off.
most in the world.
Come on,
I thought I
no.
could save you both.
Give me a break.
Of course you did. You're Max fucking Caulfield, Space-Time's golden girl. You'll always try to save everyone and everything you can. But fuck!
How evil do you have to be to where you can say that and mean it as a negative? Oh, fucking Max Caulfield, always trying to save everyone and save everything all the time. Man, fuck you, Max. You listen to can you hear yourself when you say these
How many
things?
times do you need the universe to tell you it's not interested? These things we have, they're just cruel jokes. Chloe and I may be here now, but a part of us, maybe the part that really matters, remains trapped in that nightmare.
I thought I was beginning to understand my powers. But you're right. I've been... naive to think I could ever really know them.
Because even the developers don't know them.
Moses and I have been
Well, partly because they didn't invent them. The Life is Strange 1 was written by people that don't nod, and Deck 9 did not at all create these characters or this world, but they sure are doing stuff with them. They sure are doing stuff with them.
To understand and control my powers. How can I understand?
Also very funny that they're talking about all this in broad daylight. No, well, I guess not that it matters, because I'm sure by tomorrow everyone will just forget about it again because storm amnesia or whatever the fuck.
If I don't even trust my own mind.
Now there's a question worth asking, and while you're answering that one, maybe throw in what you and Moses are up to. What are you collecting evidence for? What is that weird selfie photo of you, and why is my name on a whiteboard labeled suspects?
Why the fuck would I tell you?
Snuck into Moses' office?
Don't deflect. You say that you're my friend.
I didn't
you
say that,
care
she
about
said
me?
that. I did not
Prove
say
it.
that. Nope, she said that,
Tell
not me.
what
I
is
ain't telling you
going on.
shit. I ain't telling you shit. Nope. Absolutely not.
No, not this time. I do care about you, Safi,
Nope.
but I don't trust you.
At last we agree. At last we agree.
Told told Moses you were
Oh,
here.
okay, like, so, even putting aside my admitted bias against this character, what, you just admitted to violating my privacy and my trust and sneaking into Moses' office and spying on us, as you've been doing all week, sneaking around campus, dressing up as other people, as you were also doing the entirety of the last game to sow chaos and destruction everywhere, all the time, for everybody. Why would I trust you? Like, I know they say keep your friends close but your enemies closer, but I just can't be fucked. I hate her. And I never really liked her that much. Honestly, I didn't like her from minute 1, but I didn't hate her. I started to hate her once at the end of episode 3 when I realized what was happening and they revealed that Safi was actually the one behind everything the whole time, shape-shifting. I was like, go fuck yourself. Are you serious? Because there's no way you could possibly predict it. Because there was no indication at all that, oh, there's a shapeshifter running around. Like, the obvious thing that everyone would have thought was happening when Max sees the photo of herself pointing a gun at the camera is, oh, it's my other self. Because if there's 2 timelines, obviously there's a second Max somewhere. No, that makes too much sense. Instead, there's another girl on campus who has shape-shifting powers because miraculously, of all the places in the world, like, so one of 2 things is true. Either superpowers are way more common in this universe than we're led to believe, in which case there should be way more massive incidents happening all the time, or they're not common at all, and it's just an astronomical coincidence that 3 people with superpowers ended up at the same university at the same time. Not even that they went to the same university, that they are at this university at the exact same time. Now, granted, they at least passed this somewhat by just fucking forgetting that Diamond even existed. Like, what? That is so funny. The whole post-credit scene was all about Diamond having powers. Now they're just not doing anything with that. I love this game.
He would have been so excited. But you deceived him. Like you tried to deceive me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I deceptive? You don't like it when I use my power? Fuck, do you even realize what a hypocrite you are?
Well, you see, Safi, I use my powers to save an entire town from being wiped out by a fucking tornado. You used your powers to ruin a man's relationship with his son, which, even though he did terrible things, his family did not deserve that to happen to him. What else did you do? You shot your fucking mother. You did that. You framed someone at the school for dealing drugs. So you've used your powers to hurt people. I've used my powers to save people. Do you understand the difference, Safi? Should I use smaller words? Should I use, like, shapes and colors to get the point across?
You don't lie to people. You just bend their entire reality. I bet you've been rewinding this whole conversation.
God, I wish I could rewind this whole conversation before it ever happened.
I haven't. I wouldn't do that. I'm your friend.
I mean, I'm
If
not.
you were my friend, you would understand that I had my reasons for staying hidden. You would trust me and you would let me in.
Is this why you're not hidden right now? I guess maybe she is hidden, but just for the sake of the game, like, because we're in Max's POV, it doesn't seem like she's hidden, but I don't trust that this game is sophisticated enough to do that, so until proven otherwise, I'm going to assume that she is actually just here in broad daylight, and she's just, like, chilling.
Fine. I guess that's that. Oh, look. It's my mom. See what damage you hath wrought?
Oh no, oh no. I told the
take
person that you fucking shot that you're back.
Fine. Enjoy the lakeside vibes. I'll be back.
Cool. See you never.
Sophie seems really messed up.
Maybe the reason that
talked to
I'm
her,
warming
I
up to
had
Chloe so
even
much
more
is because
questions than
I
before.
just can't stand Safi.
Sophie
Maybe
could
that's what's
be
going on
well.
here.
When I'm ready, I should text Chloe and check in with her. Sophie's been gone for 9 months. It must feel so... Sophie's been gone for 9 months. It must feel so surreal to be back here.
It's like last year never happened. Everyone's walking around the quad like normal, like reality didn't collapse and reform itself around them. I guess I should be relieved, but I just feel invisible. Yeah, that's the other thing, but if she is, if the whole town really forgot about everything that happened, which is insane, and I don't believe that, but if that is what happened, then why does she even need to stay hidden? Shouldn't they all just welcome her back with open arms? Or did they just selectively remember parts of what happened last year? Max is using her powers again. I think she managed to sneak into and out of Owen's office. It was hard to tell with someone who keeps fucking with reality in order to hide her tracks. This from the girl who guilt-tripped me for wanting to use my powers. What is she up to? How is Chloe involved? She really thinks that it's exactly the same thing, doesn't she? She she actually can't wrap her brain around the differences between what we're... That's... Wow. Okay. Cool. After a lot of effort in making a jackass of myself, Safi was a step ahead of me the whole time. At least... Oh, this is... Wait a minute, the back patio. What's our code? A word or phrase so that we know it's us and not her. That's a good idea. How about razzmatazz? I was thinking more like two whales or something. Ah. That's a cute reference. I like that. Something only we would know, but we could do your weird ass thing. Forget it, I'm going in. Good luck, razzmatazz. I'm at the bar, saw you outside with Safi, it looked intense. I'll be inside getting down. Okay, so she so it has to be that she's presenting herself as Safi, because Chloe recognized her, right? That she has to just be not hiding herself anymore? I guess she could be hiding as the girl that Chloe met at the bar the other night. But again, I don't think the game's that sophisticated. I'll be inside getting down with the townies to try to learn more about this upcoming protest. Okay.
Whatever Chloe's doing now, I hope she's okay.
I saw him teleport on the left side, the
Check in with
white
Max,
shirt man.
Then see what we can dig up about the protests. Ooh, not sure I want to step in.
Okay,
the middle.
no, so it has to be, because now we're in Chloe's POV, and she still sees Safi as herself. So she isn't hiding anymore, so what the fuck? What was the goddamn point of all of that?
Whatever this is. New plan. Find out more about the protests, then come back to Max.
Moses mentioned that professor and some townies organizing a protest on a message board. Better look into it.
First, let's check. Too soon to be spooky. All right, pumpkin. I saw a pumpkin over here.
Hey, buddy. You're like a month early. Maybe this pumpkin's actually an alien monster, just pretending to be a jack-o'-lantern.
Chloe's sketches are so much easier to find than Max's photo spots. We gotta, by the way, so I went back and got the collectible from the last section and confirmed that indeed the secondary objectives were not optional. You did have to do them in order to actually progress. So I don't understand the point of even making them secondary objectives when they're all this, you have to do all of them. None of these are optional. So what even is the point? Okay, well, where to begin? Can we talk to Amanda while we're here? I actually care about her.
Hey. Amanda, right?
Oh, hey. It's quite a show you put on last night. Wish I could have sold tickets for it.
If you're looking to book any shows this month, my band is headed east soon.
Oh, you're in a band.
Oh, I manage them. Drugstore Makeup. They're a mathcore synth-pop art punk band.
Oh, sweet. So, like, the Minutemen mixed with a little Fall of Troy.
Yeah. Spot on.
Send me their stuff. I'll see if there's a date that works.
I'm sorry if all the stuff with Max is... I don't know. Weird.
A little. But what isn't weird these days? I'm just glad she's okay. More than okay, actually. She's, like, glowing. You didn't knock her up, did you?
You talked to her?
Just for a beat. She was meeting someone. I think one of her students? I'm understaffed, so I'm not serving back there today.
Makes sense. Thanks. I'm sorry if all the stuff with Max.
More than a.
Why did it let me pick the same option again?
I mean, it was kind of an intense night.
All the dialogue's not new.
I'm surprised.
Why could I pick it again?
You can go see for yourself. She was.
Why can I pick that option? Okay, whatever.
See you later.
I'll be here.
This better not end with these two getting together, by the way. That'd be the worst possible timeline, is if Chloe ends up with Amanda. That would actually suck balls. Well, I guess it wouldn't, because, but you know what I mean. Ooh, fireworks. Can we, like, destroy these?
What's the deal with these?
Damn it. Hey, Joey! We gotta keep these firecrackers outside with the rest. Some of the Lakeport dudes are apparently planning a fireworks party this weekend.
Not anymore, they're not.
As long as it's not in here, where they could quite literally blow up in my face.
Sounds reasonable.
Oh, that's it? That we're not gonna... Chloe? Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Are we not at all a little more concerned about the fire? Maybe you wanna... No? Are we... The school's gonna burn to the... It's fine. Who cares? Who actually cares is my question. What are we doing? What was this, card game?
Looks complicated and full of tiny pieces. My old nerd friends Steph and Mikey would love it.
I remember those guys from before the storm. You could play D&D with Mikey if you wanted to. I probably didn't.
If I was designing a mascot for this state, it would be an expensive water bottle covered in stickers inside a microbrewery.
Coat room, boring. Fire. Oh, it's just Loretta's stupid. I am not listen. What, okay. Let me listen to it for as long as I have to. And then back, just in case you can actually get the achievement without fully listening to it. Like, yeah, if I leave right now, will that count as listening to? That was funny. That was funny. Did you see that? The AirPod, like, yeeted itself out of her ear. That was so funny. She didn't pull it out. It like magnetically sucked into her hand. Okay, we need to get in with the protesters, get access to online forum, talk to Lucas. I saw that. Or actually, you know what's a better idea? A better idea would be to break off right, because we're already at an hour, and I imagine this is going to be a pretty involved section. So I think the best course of action is to break here. We'll come back on Monday, and then
I'll need that password if I want to get into the forum.
Thanks, Chloe. We'll come back on Monday, and then we'll continue our journey through Life is Strange Reunion. Well, at least this episode was a little more interesting. Last episode was kind of nothing. It was mostly just the busy work part of Life is Strange that I've never cared much for. But at least we got some more story stuff today. I got to shit on Double Exposure some more. Yeah, this is the stuff that I like. This is the stuff that I like. As far as that conversation we had with Safi, for as annoying as it was, because of how much I hate Safi, that's the kind of stuff I like. I like talking about this. I find the writing of these games very fascinating. So I enjoy talking about how.
I'll need that password.
Shut the fuck up! Oh my god. I'm just gonna pause so I don't have to hear you jabber on anymore. I like talking about how these games are written, the characters and all that stuff. So here's hoping to more of that. But I have a feeling that next episode is probably going to be more like the last episode. We're going to have to do a lot of busy work, but hopefully at the end we get a little bit more story. That'd be cool. Anyway, that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. And hope to catch you all on Monday for some more Life is Strange Reunion. Goodbye.